Welcome to another Azure Guide video where hands-on learning is priority one. I'm an Azure administrator, Azure security engineer, as well as an Azure solutions architect. Azure Guide videos version 2 and above is a one-stop for learning Azure and for preparing for Azure exams. The videos combine hands-on learning with technical information shown in text bubbles during the video sessions. To measure your progress, there are video quizzes as well. This training session, you will learn about how to create a point-to-site VPN connection. You will create a virtual network, create a virtual network gateway, generate certificates, add the client address pool, configure authentication type, upload the root certificate, public certificate data, install the exported client certificate, generate and install the VPN client configuration package, connect to Azure, and verify the connection. So what is a site-to-site point-to-site VPN? If you're taking the AC500 test, you'll be asked about this type of technology many times in many different ways. But it allows you individual clients running Windows, Linux, or Mac to connect to Azure VNet. A point-to-site VPN connections are useful when you want to connect to your VNet from a remote location, such as when you're telecommunicating from home or a conference. You can also use point-to-site instead of a site-to-site VPN when you only have a few clients that need to connect to a VNet. Point-to-site connections do not require a VPN device or a public-facing IP address. Point-to-site creates the VPN connection over either Secure Socket Tunneling Protocol or IKE version 2. I think this is going to be a very, very great training session. Here we have a nice picture of the lab we're going to proceed with. We're going to have a VPN client. It's going to use our laptop to RDP through a tunnel to our VPN gateway to a VM in our VNet. You can also see the parameters we're going to use for this lab. Our subnet name, our address range, our gateway, etc. Feel free to use these values or any values you like. But let's go ahead and get started. This lab will be several videos. This video where we will cover creating the VNet and the VPN gateway. So let's go. We will need to create two types of certificates. A root certificate, then create client certificates from the root certificate. Okay, we're ready to create the root cert. I have two PowerShell scripts here. This first one, line 6 through 9, will create the root cert. And the PowerShell 15 through 19 will create the client certs. You do need to be I'm in the PowerShell ISE as administrator. You do need to have administrator mode on. You also need a connection to your Azure account. So I'm going to test that by doing a simple get statement. Looking good there. I'm going to move this up, give him a little more room. If you were not, so let me go back. If you were not connected, just run this command and it'll prompt you to log into your Azure account. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run this command here. And it looks like it ran successfully. I should now have a cert with this name. And we could check that out by going CD, changing to the cert store. and then doing a dir, and I see current user, and do another dir, I can see my, so cd my, and there is my cert, ps2 root. If you want to check it another way, you go to user certificates, personal, and ps2 root there as well. Okay, next we want to go ahead and create the client certificate. So we'll go ahead and highlight these steps here and click run. And you see we have the client on now. Now it's time to export our certificates. I seem to have closed the clients. Alright, so personal certificates. So we got the root. We want to export the root now. So all tasks. And we'll say export. Click on next. And we're going to say do not export the private key. And we're going to go here with the base 64 encoded 509. And for the file name, why don't we call it root cert.cer. We'll click next. And it's going to system 32. I wish we didn't put it there, but we'll just make a note of that. So I put in Windows System 32. Alright, so let me go get it so I don't forget where I put it. Windows System 32. So we can do date modified. There we go. I'm going to copy that and let's put it in here, stuff, and we'll call this certs, and there we go. So that's excellent. Let's take a look at our cert file in Notepad. Open with here, Notepad, and this is what you should see. So excellent. Okay, we're in our last phase of part 2 of this lab series, and we're going to define our address pool and upload our root certificate to our gateway. So I'm back in my Azure portal in my resource group called Test RG1. I'm going to click on my virtual network gateway, which I made in part 1. And click on point to site configuration. Say configure now. And for my address pool, I'm going to use 172.16.20. 201.0/24. For my tunnel type, I want to use IKE version 2 and SSTP. If you don't see these options, that means you're using a basic one. So you have to start all over, I'm sorry to say. I'm going to use Azure certificate, and here is my root certificate. I have my root certificate open here, and I'm going to copy and paste right in here. Then click the Save button. And, oh, gotta give it a name. It's going to call it P2S root CER. Now, click on Save. Okay, it looks like that was successful. That ends this part of the lab series. And we'll continue with step 8, 9, and 10 on the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, of course, don't forget about our quiz questions at the end of the video.